And drink not wine nor strong drink. And eat not any unclean thing.
Hey, could that be a hint to some couples out there on how to be more fertile? Could it be? Hey, it's just biblical. I'm just throwing it out there. It's like, you know what? Maybe that's what it's saying right there. Pray fast. Don't be drinking a lot. Maybe you're having problems with being fertile. Maybe you do that. I don't know. But read on.
Verse 5. For lo, thou shalt conceive and bear a son.
Because she was fertile. She couldn't have kids. Okay? Angel said, hey, pray, don't drink wine, and don't eat any abomination. Keep the commandments. Okay?
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
This one says, who are the three men in Genesis 18? Let's go there. Who are the three men in Genesis 18? So that means we got to read it. So let's start at, well, to be honest, we're going to have to read a lot of it. But let's see. It's cool. Start at verse 1.
The book of Genesis, chapter 18 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
And the Lord appeared unto him in the plains of Mamre.
Mamre.
Mm-hmm. And he sat in the tent door in the heat of the day.
Come on.
And he lifted up his eyes and looked, and lo, 3 men stood by him.
So he's sitting outside of his tent in the heat of the day, and then 3 men appear. That's what it said, right? Read it again, verse 2.
Verse 2. And he lifted up his eyes and looked, and lo, 3 men stood by him.
Right, that's what it says. He's outside, all right, chilling, and the next thing he knows, there's just 3 men standing there. Okay, go ahead.
And when he saw them, he ran to meet them from the tent door and bowed himself towards the ground. Let's read on. And said, my Lord, if now I have found favor in thy sight, pass not away, I pray thee, from thy servant.
So he spoke to the Lord. He said, hey, Lord, obviously Abraham notices something. This has to be sent from the Lord, okay? So it's, giving you your clues right there. Let's read on.
Verse 4. Let a little water, I pray you, be fetched and wash your feet and rest yourselves under the tree.
All right, so what is he trying to do? What is Abraham trying to do right here, Officer Aaron?
Are you trying to greet them, make them feel comfortable, like being a host unto them, being a servant unto them?
Exactly. Let's read on.
Verse 5. And I will fetch a morsel of bread and comfort ye your hearts. After that ye shall pass on. For therefore are ye come to your servant. And they said, so do as thou hast said.
Right, because Abraham said, you have come unto your servant. So he said, I'm here to serve you. Okay, these are what context clues, right? All right, read on.
Verse 6. And Abraham hastened into the tent unto Sarah and said, make ready quickly 3 measures of fine meal, knead it, and make cakes upon the hearth.
Come on.
And Abraham ran unto the herd and fetched a calf, tender and good, and gave it unto a young man. And he hasted to dress it. And he took butter and milk and the calf which he had dressed and set it before them. And he stood by them under the tree, and they did eat. And they said unto him, where is Sarah thy wife? And he said, behold, in the tent. And he said, I will certainly return unto thee according to the time of life.
Right. So the 3 men said, where's Sarah thy wife? How did they know? How do they know? First and foremost, okay, you can assume somebody, hey, you married? Okay, he's probably married. How do they know her name? You understand? These 3 random men, hey, where's Sarah at? Nobody's like, hey, how do you know that? Yeah, you understand? Read that again.
Verse 10.
Come on.
And he said, I will certainly return unto thee according to the time of life. And lo, Sarah thy wife shall have a son.
Wait a second. Man, this sounds familiar. I think about a few stories, officer. Give me the one in Judges. Give me that one first. There's a 13 or 14. Yeah, give me that one first. Give me the one in Judges. And then we'll go to Luke. All right. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Or I got to find it. Give me one in Judges. I think it's 14. Or is it 13? I don't know. I ain't looking, man. Somebody look at for me, man.
13 and 6, sir.
All right, thank you. 13 and you say 6. Do I want to start higher? No, 13 and 6 is good. I like that. Go ahead.
The book of Judges, chapter 13 and verse 6.
Tell you what, I do want to start a little bit higher. Could you start at 1 and just read a little faster, please?
Yes, sir.
Watch this.
The book of Judges, chapter 13 and verse 1.
Come on.
And the children of Israel did evil again in the sight of the Lord.
Come on.
And the Lord delivered them into the hand of the Philistines 40 years.
Read.
And there was a certain man of Zorah, of the family of the Danites, whose name was Manoah. And his wife was barren and bare not. And the angel of the Lord appeared unto the woman.
And the what?
And the angel of the Lord appeared unto the woman.
Of the Lord appeared unto the woman. Read.
And said unto her, Behold now, thou sayest unto her, Behold now, thou art barren, and bearest not, but thou shalt conceive and bear a son.
Now think about it. In Genesis 18, what was, how can I say this without giving it away? There's an attribute of Sarah that made it kind of far-fetched. Obviously, you share.
She was old.
Right, she was old. She was very, very old. So what takes place in a woman that prevents her from having kids in her old age? What's that called? Menopause. Exactly. Menopause. So to say that you're going to have a child in old age is comical. And that's exactly what Sarah did. She laughed. She's like, what are you talking about? She's old in age. All right, so just keep that in your mind, all right? Let's go back to Judges 13 and 3. Judges 13 and 3.
The book of Judges, chapter 13 and verse 3.
Come on.
And the angel of the Lord appeared unto the woman and said unto her, Behold now, thou art barren, and bearest not, but thou shalt conceive and bear a son.
Read.
Now therefore beware, I pray thee, and drink not wine nor strong drink, and eat not any unclean thing.
Hey, could that be a hint to some couples out there on how to be more fertile? Could it be? Hey, it's just biblical. I'm just throwing it out there. It's like, you know what? Maybe that's what it's saying right there. Pray fast. Don't be drinking a lot. Maybe you're having problems with being fertile. Maybe you do that. I don't know. But read on.
Verse 5. For lo, thou shalt conceive and bear a son.
Because she was fertile. She couldn't have kids. Okay? Angel said, hey, pray, don't drink wine, and don't eat any abomination. Keep the commandments. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 5. For lo, thou shalt conceive and bear a son, and no razor shall come on his head.
Read.
For the child shall be a Nazarite unto God from the womb.
Come on.
And he shall begin to deliver Israel out of the hand of the Philistines.
Verse 6.
Then the woman came and told her husband, saying, A man of God came unto me, and his countenance was like the countenance of an angel of God. What very terrible.
Very terrible. Meaning, like, when I saw the angel, I was like, oh, shoot. Dreaded, scared. Okay, go ahead.
But I asked him not whence he was, neither told he me his name.
Right, so you have this encounter right here. I said Luke, right? Let's go there. Give me that one. Okay, so just want to show you a little reoccurring theme right here in the scriptures. Okay, let's go to Luke chapter 1 and give me verse, or is it Luke 2? I think it's Luke 2. I was right in Luke 1? Oh, yeah.
12. Verse 12, sir.
Verse 11. Luke 1 and 11. My apologies. I was on the second page. All right. Luke chapter 1 and give me verse. Actually, I like giving you the backstory. I apologize. So give me verse 5. Watch this.
The book of Luke, chapter 1 and verse 5.
Come on.
There was in the days of Herod, the king of Judea, a certain priest named Zacharias of the course of Abiah, and his wife was of the daughters of Aaron, and her name was Elizabeth.
Read.
And they were
Right,
both.
the wife was of the daughters of Aaron. What does that mean? What tribe? Right, from the tribe of Levi. Read on.
Verse 6.
Come on.
And they were both righteous before God, walking in all the commandments and ordinances of the Lord blameless.
Read.
And they had no child.
They had no child. Similar to what we read in Zechariah 13, right? Go ahead.
Because that Elizabeth was barren. And they both were now well stricken in years.
Read.
And it came to pass that while he executed the priest's office before God in the order of his course, according to the custom of the priest's office,
Read.
his lot was to burn incense.
Right, so his job in the temple, he was an incense burner. That's what he did according to his course or his job description in the temple. Read.
When he went into the temple of the Lord.
Come on.
And the whole multitude of the people were praying without at the time of incense.
Come on.
And there appeared unto him an angel of the Lord, standing on the right side of the altar of incense.
Right, just like when Abraham was sitting down and just three men they was there. They were just there out of nowhere. Same thing with in Judges 13 with Samson's father. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 12. And when Zacharias saw him, he was troubled, and fear fell upon him.
Right, so he was drawn back too. He's like, whoa, there's an angel right there. All right, go ahead.
But the angel said unto him, Fear not, Zacharias, for thy prayer is heard.
For thy prayer is heard. Could you hold that and let's get back to Genesis 18 and I think it's like around 3. Okay, let me hear that. Genesis 18 and 3. I'll start at 2. Let's read down a little bit. Read a little faster so I can.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
The book of Genesis, chapter 18 and verse 2.
Go ahead.
And he lifted up his eyes and looked, and lo, 3 men stood by him. And when he saw them, he ran to meet them from the tent door and bowed himself towards the ground and said, My Lord, if now I have found favor in thy sight.
See, he said right there, he says, now my Lord, if I found favor in thy sight. Hold that. Go back to Luke chapter 1, verse 13. Watch this.
The book of Luke, chapter 1 and verse 13.
Come on.
But the angel said unto him, Fear not, Zacharias, for thy prayer is heard.
Right, that prayer is heard. That's why Abraham said that. Lord, have I found favor in thy sight? That's why he just said that, because he knows those men were angels. He understood that. Now, you're probably like, dang, he wasn't drawn back, though. He wasn't, like, dreaded and afraid. Go to Tobit. Go to Tobit real quick. Tobit chapter, is it 4 or 5? Is it 4? You sure? Okay. You know what I want, right? Okay. Yeah. Is it 5? Somebody find that for me. Yes, thank you. 5. Yeah, 5 and 4. Okay. All right, I got it mixed up. Give me verse 1 and read down to 4, please.
The book of Tobit, chapter 5 and verse 1.
Come on.
Tobias then answered and said, Father, I will do all things which thou hast commanded me.
Come on.
But how can I receive the money, seeing I know him not? Then he gave him the handwriting and said unto him, Seek thee a man which may go with thee, whilst I yet live, and I will give him wages, and go and receive the money. Right,
so his father says, seek a man, all right? And that's what he did. Remember, he said he's going to do exactly what his father told him to do. Give me verse 4.
Verse 4. Therefore, when he went to seek a man, he found Raphael, that was an angel.
Read verse 5.
But he knew not.
Why didn't he know that Raphael was an angel, Aaron?
Because he was in the form of a man.
Right, because he was in the form of a man. Exactly. Give me verse 12.
Verse 12.
Go ahead.
Then he said, I am Azarias, the son of Anias, the great, and of thy brethren.
Right, he came in the form of his tribesmen, tribe of Simeon. All right, I'm not going to go into that, but the angels have tribes too. I'll just leave it at that. So let's go back to Genesis 18. All right, Genesis chapter 18. All right, but now we're going to jump. So yeah, the 3 men were angels, okay, if you didn't catch that yet. The 3 men were angels. Now let's jump up. Genesis chapter 18 and verse 10 again.
The book of Genesis, chapter 18 and verse 10.
Come on.
And he said, I will certainly return unto thee according to the time of life. And lo, Sarah thy wife shall have a son. And Sarah heard it in the tent door, which was behind them.
Read.
Now Abraham and Sarah were old and well stricken in age, and it ceased to be with Sarah after the manner of women. Therefore Sarah laughed within herself, saying, after I am waxed old, shall I have pleasure? My Lord being old also?
Right. So she couldn't believe it. She like, this is impossible. That's why the angel of the Lord had to come say that. The angel of the Lord came to Samson's mother who was barren. Angel of the Lord came unto the father of John the Baptist, Zacharias. Angel of the Lord came unto Mary. You understand? So it's the same occurrence. That's what we're seeing all over. Whenever it's something key, according to that genealogy, it's going to be mentioned. Okay? It's going to be mentioned. Do me a favor. Oh, read verse 14.
Verse 14.
Go ahead.
Is anything too hard for the Lord?
Come on.
At the time appointed, I will return unto thee according to the time of life, and Sarah shall have a son.
And Sarah shall have a son. Jump down to, read verse 16.
Verse 16. And the men rose up from thence and looked toward Sodom. And Abraham went with them to bring them on the way.
Read.
And the Lord said, shall I hide from Abraham that thing which I do?
Right. Shall I not tell him what's going to befall his seed? Should I hide that from him? Read.
Seeing that Abraham shall surely become a great and mighty nation.
Come on.
And all the nations of the earth shall be blessed in him.
Read.
For I know him, that he will command his children and his household after him. And they shall keep the way of the Lord, to do justice and judgment. And the Lord may bring upon Abraham that which he hath spoken of him.
Read on.
Verse 20. And the Lord said, because the cry of Sodom and Gomorrah is great, and because their sin is very grievous.
Read.
I will go down now.
This is God speaking. This is God speaking. All right, in verse 21. All right, read this.
I will go down now and see whether they have done altogether according to the cry of it.
Read.
Which is come unto me, and if not, I will know.
Verse 22.
And the men turned their faces from thence and went toward Sodom. But Abraham stood yet before the Lord.
Right, because the angels were the messengers to get the report and take it back to see if they were guilty of those things in Sodom. All right, so those are angels. Those three men in Genesis 18 are angels.
What is a nation? Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the